Ryan Friedlinghaus, CEO of the world famous West Coast Customs, and I'm about to take you behind the scenes of West Coast racers. Let's go. This was honestly just a dream of, hey, what if West Coast Customs came up with a roller coaster? What would it look like? So to rewind about 8 years, Sam Rhodes showed up at the shop. He's the head designer at Six Flags Corporate, and he just wanted a tour. He had his daughter with him. Took a tour. He was like, hey, what would you be interested in doing a collaboration with Six Flags on doing a roller coaster? I'm like, huh? Yeah, of course. Who wouldn't? He's like, well, maybe we have an opportunity for you. So it was like one of those things where he handed me his card. He's like, you may get a text from me. And then time went by, I got a text, hey, this isn't the year. He was a huge fan. So it was like one of those things where, maybe this is just a dream that I'm hoping is gonna come true. But then it happened. He said, Ryan, we have the coaster and this is the best one to collaborate with. I don't believe it. Like, yeah, sure, we'll have a meeting. And then sure enough, corporate showed up here, 10 deep, and said, this is what we're doing. They laid out the roller coaster to me and said, we want you to put your magic on this, but also the whole space that this roller coaster lives in. You know, sometimes you gotta like pinch yourself and say, is this for real? Like, I get to design a roller coaster and the area that it lives in. That's some pretty epic stuff, and thinking that I came from building mini trucks in 1993. Okay, Musa, we asked for the dream and the dream has come true.
What dream?
The dream is true.
Which dream is this? Which dream is this?
No, let's reverse back in time. Remember when we were standing at Six Flags after we're taking the guys there for a fun day?
So what do you think, Musa? Could you imagine if we had the opportunity to design one of these? I mean, this is full throttle, so it's supposed to be like a car. Like, what if West Coast Customs had a roller coaster?
That'd be a different level.
I mean, I've made you design some crazy things, but a roller coaster would be pretty amazing.
After 7.5 years of me and Sam texting back and forth, maybe next year, maybe next year.
What?
It's this year.
This is it.
This is it. So he said they have the coaster that they think is the perfect one for us to collaborate with. They're gonna fly in with their full team from corporate and go over what we want to present them. They want us to theme the space so that it needs to look like West Coast Customs.
We also get a space.
Yeah, so the ride goes into like all the other rides. Like all the rides, they have a building that they go into. So that building has to be West Coast Customs, right?
Like,
and then the cars that are racing, they have to be cars that I think people will recognize they're West Coast Customs cars. The first thing that comes to my mind is the Rocket, because I feel like it's a unique car.
this bad boy right here.
Yeah, I feel like that car is us, right?
What's up, guys?
Hey!
Welcome to the West Coast Customs. Good. I want to show you where we're thinking, and then we can kind of dumb it down.
We're excited.
Let's check it out.
Looks cool.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a shop, which is awesome. Yeah, that's the ride platform, right? So that's 12 feet, 12, maybe 12. I think it's 12.
So tonight's a big night. You know, this is 8 years in the making. You know, from the first time one of the associates from Six Flags came to my shop and was like, hey, it would be really cool to make a West Coast Customs roller coaster. And it was like every year I'd get like this text of, hey, maybe not this year, maybe next year. And it was just finally where I was like 2 years ago, I was like, okay, this isn't happening. And then boom, I got this text of like, let's have a meeting. So all corporate flew in, we had a meeting, and here we are today to do the big announcement. We're about to unveil the animation of what the West Coast Customs Racer ride is really gonna look like. A lot of people have been asking like, hey, what are you doing? What's going on? And we've kind of really kept it under wraps, but stay tuned. It's about to be a big deal.
This whole partnership took 8 years in the making. So we were really looking for the right coaster at the right time that worked, and turns out that we're doing it in 2019. And so we came together, and West Coast Customs is designing the coaster cars. The station itself will be a replica of the West Coast Customs shop. They're designing a custom pit stop experience that you'll have during the ride. There's no coaster like it on the planet. This is a record-breaking ride. It's the first racing coaster featuring 4 launches on a dual track. Everyone knows us best as the thrill capital of the world with the greatest coasters on the planet. It is yet another record breaker. The world's first racing coaster featuring 4 launches on a dual track. New in 2019, West Coast Racers. So it is with much excitement that I announce our partnership with the world famous West Coast Customs, led by CEO Ryan Friedlinghaus. Ryan and his team are joining forces with us to not only design and build West Coast Customs style coaster cars, but also the ride station will be a replica of the West Coast Customs shop. So Ryan, I've got to ask, what was your reaction when we first approached you about this project?
I mean, we've built a lot of things, right? And when it comes to a roller coaster, have we ever done it? No. Can we? Of course.
That's awesome. That's super.
Guys, I just want you to know we're about to walk into the underground.
The underground. Okay.
The underground.
Underground.
That's the name of the space that we're about to walk into.
You guys ready to see the site?
Yes, please.
Yeah. What? That was weak. Are you guys ready to see the site? Yeah!
So this is groundbreaking news. You see, the ground is broken.
It was actually one of the original areas in the park back in the 70s. And now we've come through and we decided, you know, this is one of the last few areas that we've touched. And it's just, we wanted to put something really fun and exciting back there. So obviously that's what we came up with the concept of the racing coaster. And then with Ryan's vision and our vision, we brought this together now. The speed on this coaster as you launch out of the station, I mean, it's like 0 to 50 miles an hour, but the full speed of this roller coaster is about 65 miles an hour.
It's going to be pretty spectacular.
Yep.
And you'll do that, you know, four total launches before you're done. So.
West Coast
So behind this wall is the West Coast Racers being built. So we're about to take you on an exclusive tour of the site where this is going down. They broke ground, they're building the tracks, it's about to go down. Check it out.
Bit of a tour through, you know, the new underground area with the new ride of West Coast Racers and big West Coast custom branding on it. So we're pretty excited about what we're doing here. We're going to add a whole bunch of new elements. It's going to be completely a new land. Lots of cool elements inside there with new restaurants and food outlets, a great new exit retail store. So just adding a bunch of cool new stuff.
This area is called the underground, so we really need to make it feel like you're coming into a whole new land when you're at Six Flags. So of course, we had to pull out every trick in the book. And we've got our OG Touche here to come down and rock this wall. And there's many, many, many more to come.
What's up, man? This is Touche from West Coast Customs. We're right here at Six Flags Magic Mountain, handling one of the biggest walls we got right here. Me and my boy Witness, doing some West Coast Custom, our graph logo graffiti letters. We got West Coast spelled out with the O, the little funky mouth going on to it with some extra twists. If you look over here, we're working so it's West Coast Racers. It says Racers, graph logo in the middle. Got some car art over here, little Rat Pink inspired, kind of, you know, screaming whoop. We're gonna add a couple more elements to the top and around. Tighten it up with some good details, and on to the next wall.
day and night putting this thing together, and it's really coming together.
It's actually big news today, so you'll see in a minute, the track is now complete.
Completed track?
That's pretty awesome.
Means we need a completed car or two.
We do need a completed car or two. I'm ready to start this thing up.
We're building a roller coaster, a freaking roller coaster. So I'm stoked on this. We got to design this thing. We got to put it together. We got to figure out what we're building first. I don't even know what to think right now. It's freaking awesome. Working with Musa and the whole team from Premier Rides on building these molds. There's a lot that goes into this. First, we had to make the design, and it's not just one part. We've got the front end, we have reach guards, we have a rear panel that wraps around. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be thoroughly machined so we can check fitment, make sure everything lines up right on our mock-up roller coaster before we can start making tooling and then going into parts. Once we get everything mocked up in foam, we're gonna take it to the body shop. We're gonna hard coat everything, get it ready to make some molds. We have to know the weight of the cloth, the weight of the resin, how much is going into each individual part. There's also some inserts that need to go inside so we can actually bolt into these parts and have solid mounting structures. We have to do this 12 times for each train. That completes the reach guards. Then we have a nose piece to make. And then we have some lower rear fenders that go in the back just to make it look a little bit more like a car. Joan's in the back, he's getting this thing finished up. We've bodyworked it, we've primed it. This thing is flawless. Tomorrow, we're gonna have color on here. So these last details have to make it perfect. So he's in here, going over it, fine tooth comb, get this thing ready for color. It's gonna be badass.
Started as the idea of where the West Coast Racers ride was going to live. So when we sat down and we started talking about how do we want this area to feel, they wanted it to feel like LA vibe, downtown, graffiti, street culture, that kind of style. So we helped with some colorways and some different things by painting just lines on the ground to make it feel like it's a road and stuff like that, where people would be connected on this is a car space. Then you walk into the West Coast Custom Speed Shop, which has all of our merchandise in it, from merch you haven't seen online, you haven't seen it in our shops. It's only here at Six Flags Magic Mountain, which is kind of cool. Little Ryan actually worked with the designers to design some of this stuff. And then we did a bunch of photo ops because we wanted people to be able to come to this area and want to take pictures. So we used some of our iconic logos and designs to create these spaces where people want to stand in front of, take pictures, and take those and hopefully share with their friends, and then just build the momentum up of West Coast Customs has a ride here at Six Flags. Then you get to the front of the building, which looks like our West Coast Customs in Burbank. We wanted to go with the bolts and the colorways and all the different things that we did there. So when you come here, it feels like authentic to West Coast Customs. Because that was always the idea, was we didn't want to just put our name on a ride and say, oh yeah, we have a roller coaster. We wanted to be on, like, hands-on with the design and a part of the whole process, from the design of the coaster, but also the design of the space. And that's what you see here, is like, just even the queue line has graffiti art from Touche, which is our graffiti artist from the day one. You know, our West Coast Customs logo here was created by him. So I wanted to bring him in to make sure the graffiti and the style was on point. We wanted to have little Easter eggs everywhere around this thing, from when you're walking into the ride and you see a wheel and tire station. So you feel like, oh, I am at West Coast Customs.
Sneak peek at the computer room at West Coast Racers. This is the largest computer room of any park I've worked at. I've worked at 5 of our Six Flags parks. It's massive.
This is some power right here.
How many miles of cabling?
Oh my gosh, a lot. So basically every time this thing launches, the power hit Valencia. Now when they say control center, I mean, that was the craziest control electronic room that I've ever seen. So if that's what it takes to run this ride, this thing's way too fast for me to get on. So we're on set right now. We're filming the Six Flags commercial. Stay tuned, because this one is gonna be out of this world. So right now we're about to view the West Coast Racers commercial, official commercial. Some people have official music videos. We have official commercials.
Did you ever think that we'd be doing a roller coaster or a commercial for a roller coaster or any of this?
No.
I see the picture of you and your wife beater on the wall, the mini trucks. You ever think you'd be here? Never imagined it, huh?
No. One of the best rides to ever come out of West Coast Customs.
Six Flags introduces West Coast Racers, the world's first quadruple launch coaster. Find your thrill at Six Flags Magic Mountain.
All right, we've had fun.
I want to ride.
All the fun's got to come to an end. Yeah, it looks amazing. That yellow looks great. So that was a great meeting. I got to see the commercial and all the ads that we're going to be running for this West Coast Racers. I guess this is that time when you walk out of this meeting and you're like, wow, this is real. This is really, I have a roller coaster, I have a national commercial. I mean, what else? What's next? You're in the queue line. We're working on doing a step and repeat right here so the fans can take pictures like they do at the shop in Burbank. It's not done yet, but stay tuned for that one. But it's part of the plan. And then when you walk into the building, it's really cool because it'll be playing a video that I made explaining this car and the reason behind the ride and all the great information. This car you see here, the Rocket, one of my really close friends, Will.I.Am from the Black Eyed Peas, designed this and said, Ryan, can you build it? And I said, of course. So the TV show is cool, but then it's like, what are they doing now? And this kind of shows you like the next level of where we are. Then you stand back here and you look at this, and we wanted it to feel like you were really in the West Coast Customs shop in Burbank. The catwalk, the spiral staircase, the fabrication, the paint department. We wanted this to look like you're actually looking into the department, and what we tied into that is they're actually working on the coaster bodies. So when you're standing here, you put that story together of not West Coast Customs just put their name on a ride, they actually designed it and they built it. So I wanted the fans, I wanted the people that are coming on this ride to really be connected with it and to really understand, like, we went in on this one. We put our heart, we put blood, sweat, and tears in on this. And it was a lot of arguing back and forth. You know, when you're working with a big corporation, it's hard to get people to be like, yeah, we can do that, no, we can't do that. But I think all in all, when you look at the overall picture of what we've created here, it's an experience. So this is actually where you get on the ride. It's the West Coast Customs catwalk, but it's where you enter to get on the West Coast Racers and ride a ride of your lifetime. But there's some surprises on the other side of this wall that I can't show you. You have to come ride this ride to see them. So my personal favorite, the speed shop. Let me take you inside to see this. I mean, when I first walked in here, I was blown away. I mean, this whole thing blows me away, but when you see just the layout of this is amazing. I mean, look, you can get a West Coast Racers picture frame, cups, merch, toys, snacks. So when you get off the ride, you come through this door and then you can see your roller coaster face pictures like mine. Not just kidding. I mean, this is stuff we don't have at West Coast Customs. So it has the West Coast Racers logo, but we also have the Magic Mountain logo. The self-made bottle opener. I mean, come on guys. They thought of everything. When it comes to merch, I mean, Six Flags knows what they're doing. Self-made keychain bottle opener. The shot glasses are sick. I could probably work here for a day. What do you think?
My name is Chris. I just got off West Coast Racers. It's absolutely amazing. We have other rides here that race, but this one, they're above you, they're below you. The Helix, super forceful. Everything is just super fun. Also, the sexiest looking train that I have seen on a roller coaster. When I got up really close, I saw some like little metal fleck in there. A lot of attention to detail, even like the stitching on the back of the seat. I know that's more than just talking about the ride itself, but just beautiful, beautiful ride. Super fun. I'd come out and ride it.
My name is Maverick. I was here for media earlier, so I got to ride it. It's awesome. I'm waiting again for it.
Hey everybody, my name's Greg. I just got off West Coast Racers here at Six Flags Magic Mountain. The ride is a lot of fun. A lot of twists and turns. The two launches in the middle of the ride are just amazing. It's kind of unexpected. It actually seems a lot faster than it looks from the ground, and I think West Coast Customs did an amazing job on the trains. They're really fun, comfortable, and you feel like you're gonna fly out of your seat, but obviously you don't because it's a roller coaster. So good job, everybody.
That was awesome. That was amazing. Let's go. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. I love the interaction on the ride. The racing element is super, super cool.
That was really great.
Yeah, that was really, really cool.
Okay, so preview day is over. Everybody was excited. I mean, I thought there was gonna be like 30, 40 people here. There was like probably 1,500 people here. It was insane. But I think overall, the reaction from everybody was they loved the ride. It was smooth, it was amazing. They loved the props, they loved everything we set up. But most of all, they loved that it felt authentic to West Coast Customs. And that was really what we were trying to get out of this project. So now I'm really excited for launch day, because if that was just preview day for a couple special invitees, like this thing's about to go off the chain. So the ride is ready, the area is ready, all of our signs are up, the store looks amazing. Now it's time to get ready for the VIP party, because tonight's gonna be one epic night.
I'm Karen, this is Rob, we're Ryan's parents, and we are so proud of our son. This is such an exciting thing, I can't even believe it. I mean, I can't believe all the things he does, he's amazing. And so, good luck.
Oh, God bless you, son. It's wonderful to see this for you and for everyone. that you've done this for everybody.
We love you, Ryan.
I love you. God bless you. And have a great, great every day.
Ryan Jr., we're here at the VIP launch party of the Six Flags XWCC roller coaster. We're inside the merch store. It's looking crazy. Like, I'm so proud of my pops for putting this all together and this like coming to fruition, seeing it grow. Like, it's crazy. Let's go crazy, let's go.
So this is an exciting night for us. We're launching our roller coaster. It's been, like Ryan said, it's been in work for 8 years long, and I think it's coming out great. Can't wait to ride it. I'm kind of scared though. Low-key, I don't ride a roller coaster.
It's official. West Coast Racers is open. And we're about to have a big night, fun night, lots of friends, lots of family, and we're just gonna have a fun time. So stay tuned.
Oh my gosh, I'm stressing.
What?
I'm stressing big time.
Dude, I'm not scared of nothing, bro. I go on these rides all day.
Man, I'm glad we're here. Shout out to West Coast Customs, West Coast Racers, at the underground here at Six Flags, man. Crew show, Real 92.3, let's get it.
I'm excited for Ryan, West Coast, and everybody. We're about to go shoot out the Ryan. Have fun.
I'm impressed. It's real. Finally, it's real.
This ride is a 10 out of 10. I thought I couldn't fit on it, and I was looking at it, and I was like, oh, okay, it's Ryan. I know Ryan's gonna do something crazy, but I didn't know it went that fast, and I didn't know you went twice. But this might be my favorite ride at Six Flags.
West Coast Racers! So last night was an epic night. I mean, I don't even know where to start or where to end, but we had tons of family, tons of friends there, and of course, a lot of fans. And I think it was just a moment to say, wow. I mean, we went from building mini trucks to building a roller coaster. That's a pretty amazing accomplishment. So who knows what's next?